Backer, TC Backer. TC Backer, TC Backer.
Wait a second. Good evening, everybody. I'm Ty with TC Backer Construction. My co-host Chris Baker is not with us tonight. He is actually dealing with some flooding issues at his residence this evening. So he is indisposed. From what I heard last, he was actually sweeping his basement out of water to try to keep it under control as best as he can. But we got a lot of things going on, especially the whole way up and down the East Coast. Hurricane or Ida, I guess is it a tropical storm? Considered a tropical storm, or was it actually a hurricane? I'm not sure, I don't remember, but Ida anyhow is wreaking havoc up and down the East Coast, and we're getting the tail end of it now. And I believe that we're very fortunate to get what we're getting compared to what those guys did down in New Orleans and Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee. I saw some of the destruction that thing had left in its path there. So we're very fortunate. I know a lot of basements are flooding right now, and a lot of people are wishing that they would had their gutters checked up and their roofs checked up. I feel bad for a lot of people today. We received a lot of phone calls from people in need of gutter repairs, roof repairs, multiple just all kinds of devastating stuff. And again, how fortunate we are compared to what's that? We lost sound. We lost sound? Okay. No stress. No stress, Torino. And we're also having technical difficulties. Troy said, can't hear. Stand by, please. Sorry, late leaving patients first. Strained wrist. Felt work. Damn. You're not late, Alan. We're late. I actually have 23 people watching this. Can you hear me now? All right. You good? No stress. It's been one of those days. That's for dang sure. Okay. What's up, Dan Barker? Good to see you. Alan, can you hear us now? I think Vic over there can hear us. We had to throw up a makeshift studio because our studio right now is underwater. So we had a long day, which I'm sure everyone else has had a long day as well. But the way we see it, the show must go on. So here we are. I believe Vic's going to sit in tonight with me, so I don't feel so naked without Bake. I definitely miss you. I wish you were here. Okay, so you guys can hear us? That's awesome.
Everybody's good.
There's Mike Mendez. Good to see you, brother. Thanks for watching. Okay, sound is good. David KX, my man. So David, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. David started working for us part-time, just part-time, Tuesday. Came in Monday, filled out an application. Loves the vibe here. Always has a good time when he's here. I know when he comes here to clean our building, we always enjoy his presence of being here, and he does such a great job. And I know he's a hard worker. So really, it was a no-brainer to bring him in, to hire him. So he got the forklift stuck out in the parking lot today. It was his second day. I could see his face was all beet red, and he just was like, I'm the I'm the new guy. I was like, dude, it's just another day at the office.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's downpouring. The gutters are overflowing on our shop of all places. You know, we're having gutter issues here. We're getting water. I just noticed, I went back into my office and I just noticed there's water coming in my door into my office. So now I have water out into the middle of my floor in my office. So it's pretty crazy out there. I'm hoping that it lets up around 9 o'clock tonight, or hopefully even sooner than that, because I just know, you know, our bottom shop where the studio is probably underwater right now. I know all of the water coming from the neighbor's hill just runs right into the back of our building, and I'm hoping that it's not as bad as it was, 2 weeks ago when water. I know Jeff Smith, a close friend of Baker's and ours, he's got about, from what I heard last, 3 feet of water in his basement. But you know, on a lighter note, let's talk about the 21 turkey salute.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
let's change the subject here a little bit, because
Yep.
I know we've had a long day. I knew it was coming, but I mean, how prepared can you actually be?
Yeah, it's not, I mean, and we had no idea how much we were gonna get.
Yeah.
I mean, they were saying widespread, 4 to 6 inches, I believe.
Right.
You know, I personally, from looking from the drive here tonight, I think it's probably surpassed that,
Right.
you know, but
Right.
what are you gonna
Exactly.
do? You know?
Exactly. What do you do?
Right.
What do you do with that? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You just kind of grin and bear it, and then tomorrow, hopefully, the sun comes out.
Yep.
And you know, I can't even pick up Facebook on my laptop here, so we're having all kinds of technical difficulties here. Maybe I can get something in. But anyhow, on a lighter note, 21 turkey salute. So what? November 24th.
Yep.
Down at the Union Lutheran.
Yep.
Yeah, what is that? The Evangelist Church down there on the corner of Penn and Market Street. I can't remember the exact address. What's up, George Myers? Chris, if you remember the address down there on Penn and Market Street, go ahead and put that in the comments for me, buddy. He just said he had three pumps running in his basement.
Yeah.
Working at Jeff's, or is that at your house? But anyhow, so last year we did around 30 turkeys. So Baker, in our last meeting that we had, suggested that we should probably do double that. So I'm thinking this year we're probably going to do around 60 turkeys. I'm hoping Dottie's can handle something like that.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to give them, you know, plenty of notice in advance to let them know, hey, that we're thinking about doing 20 turkeys. And I was going over all the list of stuff that we did last year, and fortunately I took pretty good notes, believe it or not. And basically I didn't document like everything, but you know, as far as like coffee, we got our coffee and coffee pot and crafts and coffee cups from Jason Worley down there at the Coffee Bean. I can't remember, it was not having like his name on the coffee cups.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because he
Right.
donated the coffee, the craft,
Yeah.
the coffee pots where we actually made the coffee. He helped out, supported us, you know, immensely on that aspect of things. I think it was Superior Meats hooked us up last year with the turkeys. I think they made us the cranberry sauce as well.
I think so.
That Shane got
Yeah.
from, and Drew actually ended up getting the Viking Club donated the mashed potatoes and stuffing. So I don't know if any of those things are going to be an option this year, which you know, if they are, great. If not, we're definitely going to need some support from people to, you know, to help us out a little bit. You know what I mean? We'll cover the turkeys. We got the pots. We'll have the pots. This year we're going to actually deep fry 22 turkeys at one time.
Yep.
That way we can at least go one up to the one that we did last year. So I'm looking forward to that. And then it's so disturbing I can't pull that up so I can see people's comments. But anyhow, yeah, Jeff's house needed the 3 pumps. 24 Penn Street, that's right.
24 pounds.
24
Yep.
Penn Street is where it's going to be held this year. We're actually going to be able to shut down the street.
Yeah.
So we're going to have the entire street, at least that block from that alley, whatever that alley is, out to Market Street. we'll be able to have that blocked off. We'll probably have the equipter down there and have it raised up in the air with a little, billboard put on that. And we were thinking about doing, some billboards and some other marketing and stuff like that. Baker's working on our flyer for that. It's probably going to be the same logo with the turkey. I think the turkey's, branding wise is a good, kind of like Dr. Shingle is.
Yep. Yeah, and I tell you, and I think with us being able to spread out, it's going to help too. Because I know that last year we ran out of food fairly early, which was a good thing and a bad thing in my eyes. We want to be able to serve everybody that's in need of it.
Absolutely.
And I think with us pretty much doubling what we had last year,
right,
I think that's definitely going to make the difference.
Absolutely.
And having that street closed is definitely going to help us, man.
I think so too.
Yeah.
For sure.
And just so everybody knows, we figured out when our 100 episode is going to be, and it is going to be on that Wednesday of the 21 turkey salute. So we're going to have a pretty big show going live from there too. So we're looking forward to that also.
Yeah, that's going to be super cool. So we'll be going live from the 21 turkey salute. Anyone and everyone is welcomed. It's not, anyone that wants to help, anyone that wants to come down and get something to eat. We'll be serving at least, the essentials, the Thanksgiving essentials. The turkey, the mashed potatoes, the stuffing. I'm thinking corn, and anything else that somebody wants to donate by all means. So I'm thinking 60 turkeys. So I started thinking about that. So I'm like, okay, last year it was difficult enough to store 30, 25 turkeys, and I think 5 people brought turkeys. So I don't know, it keeps going out, doesn't it? But I think the feed's going good. Yeah, there you go, Baker. So I'm thinking, okay, my garage, fortunately, I think my garage should hold in. It should be cold enough out. So if we get fresh turkeys, we don't have to worry about the thawing out process of that.
Right.
And I know Tam's behind the scenes working on some things there. I actually started making notes for her and people that I need to reach out to, like High Peak Tent. They helped us out. They came through for us in a clutch situation last year. I'm going to reach out to them sooner than I did last year. I think I've reached out to them like 2 days in advance. We got to get together with Joel, say, hey, are we setting up in the same place we did? Since we're closing the street down this year, do you want us to be out in the street, not in the parking? Maybe we save the parking for the parking space.
Right.
Those kinds of things. There's a lot that we got to go over. Any suggestions, any donations, whether it be monetary or, deep frying, oil, anything like that whatsoever.
Yeah, because I know that we still have, believe it or not, we still have propane tanks that people donated last year. They're still here at the shop.
Yep, Holly
and
has a bunch,
which is great. So the other thing that I think we talked about doing too was starting an event page.
Yes.
For Facebook.
Right.
So if anybody out there, once we get that page up and running, which will be soon,
right,
has any suggestions or wants to volunteer or donate or both,
nice.
That'll be definitely the place to go to check it out.
Absolutely.
And obviously we're going to be talking about this pretty much every week from now until then. So
right on.
Yeah.
Right. Carrie just said count the hours in.
Cool.
We appreciate that, Carrie. I know
absolutely.
You guys have always helped us out with whatever that we're cooking up, and we appreciate your help, your support, and thank you for always tuning in and sharing and liking our page and all that good stuff. We really look forward to this year. I know last year was a little bit of a weird touch and go situation with the whole coronavirus situation that was going on. Pastor Joel was so gracious to allow us to do something like that because of the benefit to York City and things of that nature, because we did end up feeding I believe over 300 people, over 1,000 pounds of food. We ran out of food, unfortunately, and this year we're trying not to do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? I would love to be able to have some left over. Really I don't know what we would do with it, but I don't want to feel like we're going to run out of food. You know, maybe at the last minute, one family will come and we just give them the rest of the food,
Right.
or something like that along
Yeah.
those lines. I don't want to have to turn people away. It was
Yeah.
heartbreaking.
Yes, it was.
And not just, you know, any family can come. Anyone that wants to participate, help out, come down, get a meal. It's on us and the community, and whoever helped donate, you know, whether it be monetary or turkey or oil. Not necessarily turkeys, because Dottie said that they wanted to help out this year. We had mentioned to them about, yeah, we're surviving the storm, Mike. Hopefully you guys are too, buddy. Hopefully they can handle the 60 turkeys, which I'm sure they can if we give them enough notice and all that good stuff. But another good note before I forget, and this is a really good announcement. So Jana and I, obviously, are grandparents. Okay, to 3 beautiful babies, and we have a birthday coming up with our most recent grandchild, Mackenzie Jean Miller and Chris Mendez. Their baby Skylar will be 1 year old on September 4th. So big shout out to Mackenzie, Chris Mendez, and Skylar. Love you guys to the moon and back.
Absolutely, man.
Happy birthday. Can't wait to spend the weekend with you guys and celebrate Skylar's birthday. So, love you guys. So that's good stuff. And you know, if Chris was here and his magic question, you know, if he would ask me the magic question right now, what gets me out of bed, what motivates me is that right there, what I just mentioned.
Right.
You know, Jana and Mackenzie and Rocket and Skylar and Jacob and our other grandkids and stuff like that. That's what motivates me, you know. It almost got me choked up just thinking about, you know, the days like we have today that are hectic and crazy and we're blessed for that stress.
Yeah, we are.
You know what I'm saying? But it is stressful. It's healthy stress. It's healthy fears. It's all good things, you know. And unfortunately, we're all, the entire community is going through it together at the same time, and we're really pulling through. So, you know, I know we run specials and stuff all the time with the roof tune up and the gutter checkup and tune up and stuff like that, you know, and I think the salesperson in me wants to promote those kinds of things, but the empathy side of me is like, you know, I really feel bad for people, and not that I can send my entire team out and just run around and fix everybody's leaky roof for free and fix everybody's leaky gutters for free and try to divert the water so it doesn't go into their basements. I mean, I would love to do that. In the same token, we do have the weight of the world on our shoulders. We have 50 plus team members with families. And that's why we do this. This is why we get out of bed every morning. So we can expand and grow and help the families that help us. You know what I mean? And we've said it before, and we've been saying it a lot lately. It's like, you know, nobody works for me. Nobody works for us. We work with each other.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's the bottom line. You know, Gio just had a baby. Congratulations, Gio. Let me, I think I got on here, the name of your bambino. I want to say it was, close to Jana's name, and I apologize for not, remembering your baby's name. Let me see here. Jana Alyssa Molina. Yep.
That's very close to Jana.
Yeah. So I showed that to Jana. Congratulations, Gio, and congratulations to your family, man. We're super proud. Super proud of you guys. You guys are just wonderful people. You support the family. You support us. We support you. So just awesome stuff. So Gio, if you're out there, man, I'm very proud of you. You're a good man. You're a great father. You're a wonderful husband. So. And I'm sure you're an awesome son, which I have actually got to see that firsthand because you worked side by side with your father, and now I think you're working with your brother. Your brother's back working here again. So I mean that in itself speaks volume. So Gio and his nephews and his dad and his brother have all worked here. If they're not still working here at some point in time, Gio's dad actually went back to Belize to have a surgery on his ankle, or else he would still be here. And I'm sure when he comes back, because the last time we spoke, he asked me if it was okay if he came back to work. You know what I mean? And to me, that speaks volumes. You know what I mean? That one, that I'm sorry that he felt like he would have to ask me if he could have his job back, because to me, that's a no-brainer.
Right.
Absolutely, you're coming back here.
Right.
You just let me know when you need, if you need anything, you let me know and get your butt back here, because he is sadly missed. I mean, I know Baker probably misses him out there in the field. I'm sure Gio misses him, not just because of a work partner, but him being his dad, his father,
Right.
you know, is not in the States anymore. But anyhow, you know, talking about the roof checkup and the gutter checkup, you know, we are running a special right now for $147. We'll do a roof checkup. You know, and that doesn't necessarily mean, not everyone needs a new roof if your roof is leaking.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Just because you're experiencing a leaky roof today or tonight or tomorrow or last week, that doesn't necessarily mean that you need a new roof. We can come out, we'll do a full exterior inspection, we'll get up on the roof, we'll you know, check out your flashing, we'll tighten up your flashing, we'll tighten up any loose shingles, we'll seal any exposed nail heads, and we'll replace one rubber boot gasket for $147, plus give you a full report with pictures and everything like that, and then give you our suggestion on what you should do. You got 3 to 5 years left. This should hold you over. And chances are that a lot of times that's what happens, that we're able to not necessarily put a Band-Aid on it to limp it along, but we've done that too with people that don't have the budget, you know, for $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 roof. We've been able to go out there for a couple $100 and get it through until, you know, tax return time, or, you know, next payday, or whatever the case might be, or maybe, you know, they sometimes we can finance people,
Right.
you know, down to, I think it's $2,500. We can finance as low as, you know, $2,500. You can be approved in 10 minutes. We accept credit cards, but you know, if it's just a typical checkup that we do, it's $147. We also do a gutter checkup. We'll make sure it's sloped correctly. We'll make sure it's draining correctly. We'll tighten up the existing gutter. We'll clean up to 100 feet. We'll seal all of your end caps, your outside and inside miters, your outlets, and that also comes with a full exterior inspection of your home with pictures, with the report, and that alone is worth, you know, that's a $500 value. Okay. And then one more thing on top of that is you also get a $500 coupon that you can't use towards the roof or the gutter tune-up, but goes towards your next project that's over $2,500 with TC Backer. With that coupon, you can also gift that coupon. Let's say your son or your daughter needs a new roof, or your neighbor needs a new roof for gutters or windows or a door, or just repairs, or whatever the case might be. You can gift that coupon. You don't necessarily have to use it yourself. You can gift it. There's no expiration on it. You can have it. It's yours. So right there, you're getting $1,000 value with your free report, free inspection report, your $500 coupon for either $147 for the roof checkup, or the $127 price for the gutter checkup, or you can get both of them together for $274 for us to come out, tighten up your roof, tighten up your gutters. I mean, really, that's a no-brainer. You know, so maybe next time that we know something's coming up the coast, it wouldn't be a bad idea to give us a call.
No, absolutely not.
To come out and do, you know, an inspection, do a little tightening up. We can give you our suggestions.
Well, and I think what you just said just a few minutes ago, what it's worth, You know, monetarily, it's a great deal, but also the peace of mind.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like you're going to have the report. You're going to have everything you need.
Right.
You're going to know what you're going to need eventually.
Right.
You know, there's no more guessing. You don't have to worry about a storm like this coming through again. What's going to happen now?
Right.
You know.
Yep. Absolutely.
So I think that's huge.
I do too.
Yep.
For sure.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah, man.
Yep. So that's good stuff. It looks like Scotty's place is underwater 100%.
Oh,
So
boy.
Scotty, who used to work here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah, poor Scott.
Yeah.
For sure. But yeah. So anyhow, you know, Gio, Skylar, love you guys.
Yeah, man.
Gio said, thanks, Gino. I'm still here, choked up, just really enjoying every second with our new edition. Absolutely, man. Very proud of you guys.
Yeah.
Very, very proud of you guys.
You know, and that's the thing, man. We just had an addition too with grandbaby, our number 6, believe it or not, little Kingston, and
yes, I forgot. Sorry about
no,
that.
it's okay. And it just, with what Alyssa went through with this pregnancy, you know, it was really tough on her.
Yes.
And just to see her back to some kind of normalcy, and to be able to see the baby and actually hold him this weekend, dude, this is like you said, this is the whole reason that we do what we do.
Yep.
Like that's I can't even put it into words what that feels like.
Absolutely.
You know.
Yep.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
You couldn't have said it any better, man. This is exactly, and Baker says it all the time. This is why we do what we do. You know what I mean? But you know, Baker's got a home. He's got his kids there. He's got, you know, Brittany and her daughter there. You know what I mean? He's got a roof over their head, and he's at home right now, making, you know, holding down the fort. He's got water in his basement. He's directing it over to the pit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why we do this, Baker. I mean, I'm grateful that we're able to come up here. My house is actually up on a hill. So we're very fortunate. All the water's kind of going around our house and ending up in the neighbor's yard. So we're very fortunate, and you know, we're both very fortunate. I'm assuming you're not getting any water in your basement.
No.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, so we're the fortunate ones, and like I said earlier, the show must go on. Even if we had to do it, we should have did it from Baker's basement. Is what we should have probably done if we were thinking, giving him a hand,
Right.
trying to get the water out of his basement.
Right.
But here we are. But it was kind of like, you know, and not at one moment today did I say we're not going to do the show. That never crossed my mind.
Yeah.
But the way that we kind of had to throw everything back together again. I mean, you got the table moved over there, and just the way that everything that we had. I mean, it's been a crazy week.
Right.
I mean, it really has, and it's only Wednesday already.
Right.
You know, because we were trying to get prepared for the storm. I know Baker and the guys were down in Maryland yesterday trying to cover up every single thing that they possibly could. And Baker said, you know, unfortunately, there was a couple builders that they couldn't get to because it was just people were calling at the last minute. It was like, my God, you knew this house has been built.
Right.
For how long?
Yeah.
You know, he said, but the ones that he did get to outweighed the ones that he couldn't get to. You know, and the ones that were proactive and scheduled the homes correctly, he was able to get to.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we do the best that we can possibly do, but we don't have, no one has enough people to handle when something comes up, especially on top of, I heard this the other day, you know, we're in what's called a people recession right now for labor. You know what I mean? We're not actually in an economic recession, but we're in a people recession right now. And fortunately, we've been fortunate that we really haven't had. I would say, I mean, we've gained more people over the past 16 months than we had ever had work here, and I owe that to our culture. And I owe that to you and Baker and Brandon and Glenn, the new addition, and Chuck and the main principals of the company, and Denny, you know, and Colin, you know, those guys, you know, and Gio out with his service guys, you know, our leaders are the ones that set that tone, set that pace, lead by example.
Yep.
You know, and they all hold each other accountable. Is it something they always want to hear? No, but they're holding each other accountable. you know,
Right.
and leading by example, you know, and I would never ask anybody to do anything that I have never done myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? I
Right.
would never do that.
Well, it's kind of, you know, that you brought that up. I mean, you know, for the year that I've been here, it's been life changing for me, man.
Right, me too.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And what I mean by that is not just my personal life. Like, it's just become so much. My personal life is connected to this,
Right.
Because I can't say I go home stress free all the time, but for the most part, what we have here and what your vision is, and you and I talk a lot about this. You know, we're family.
For sure.
You know, we look out for each other.
Yeah.
For the most part, what I see is that vision of that culture being we hold each other accountable, but we're also there to help each other.
Absolutely.
And that's part of it, though. Like, all that is it's all connected.
Absolutely.
There isn't that's above my pay grade, or, you know, that's not my department.
Right.
That's not how we roll.
Right.
And that's what I love about this, man. Like, it's just, we are one big team.
Absolutely.
One big team.
Absolutely.
And that's the way it should
and
be.
it goes a little deeper than that. I mean, team, yes, but family,
Right.
it's the culture. I don't even know if it's the culture is the team and the family combined creates the culture that we have here. You know, every single person, and how lucky have I been? God, you know, if I would, you know, and this is the thing. It's like, I read a lot of books. I watch a lot of shows. I listen to a lot of books, and I listen to a lot of podcasts. And I mean, I do that. I do it too much. I really do. I've been trying. I feel like I'm like trying to catch up for some lost years or whatever like that. But in some of these videos and books and stuff that I listen to and I read, and it's like, you know, I see these guys, these kids that are, you know, 30 something. Okay, and I call them kids, and they're really not kids, but everyone's a kid to me, even though I'm probably the youngest guy in the room. Okay, I don't know why I do that. I feel like I'm like this 80-year-old man.
Right.
I mean, I beat the shit out of myself over the years, and I feel like I'm 80 some mornings, believe me. But you know, I hear, you know, they you know, this is the difference between, okay, so that generation of kids, they had more technology, which led to better processes and better systems. You know what I mean? When I was growing up through this industry, okay, I worked out of my truck, and I didn't even have a day planner. I kept it all up here. And then a couple years later, I bought a day planner, and I got it out of here, and I put it on paper, everything that I had to do. And then a few years ago, we went to Google Calendar. You know what I mean? And we created half of a CRM through Google Calendar. You know, and it's like, you know, damn it, I wish that I would have caught on to that technology sooner, because, you know, JP was introduced to me probably, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years ago, and it was just like, whoa, I wasn't, and back in those days, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I was the bottleneck. You know what I mean? I really was the bottleneck in the company. And if you look at a Coca-Cola bottle, an old school Coca-Cola bottle, you know, the glass bottles, where's the bottleneck at?
Top.
Is at the top of the bottle.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And for so long, I just couldn't let go of things. And it wasn't, you know, I used to always say it's because I don't trust people. You know, it wasn't that. I just didn't think anyone was capable or crazy enough to go through what I was going through on a daily basis. You know what I mean? Because there were so many moving parts. And again, it wasn't that, I don't think that it wasn't because I thought I couldn't trust anybody. But when I started to let go of some things and realize that it was just, you know, time sucks for me. Like, I need to alleviate some of these time sucks.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And give it to other people. And as we started to hire people like you and Chris Baker and Bob years ago, I was able to delegate some of those chores, you know, over to other people who were actually at that time probably better at me doing it than I was at that time, because I was mediocre at everything. I had so much going on that I couldn't necessarily excel in anything because I was so bogged down with trying to do everything.
Right.
You know what I mean? It took me a little while to identify that. It's like, it was hard for me to reach out for help, I think, and I'm not even sure how we got on this topic, but and I guess it always goes back to, and I bust my own balls. It's like every show, I always have to revert it over to how grateful I am for the team. But dude, that's God shaking the truth out of me.
Right.
That's really what that is.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I can't thank everyone enough. Like everyone who's in our circle, I mean, and then even the people we network with. Let's talk about Brad Whitlock, who wants to come on the show October 6th. You know what I mean? He was like, hey, yeah, that's cool. He finally got back to me, by the way. Got back to me, and he was like, I should be able to come down. I should be able to come down unless things change between now and then because they have certain restrictions. Okay? But let's bring Jonesy too. Okay? So how did I meet Brad? Actually, no. I've known Brad a lot longer probably than I've known Mark Jones now that I think about that. But anyhow, those are the people, our people. Those are the people we network outside of our circle who are actually in our wider circle, I guess. On the outside of our circle, we have, I guess, a wider circle of people who we network with, our trade partners or our vendors, our trade, I wanted to try to make up a word for our vendors, like trade partners, our vendor partners.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because literally, realistically, they are our partners. You know what I'm saying? Because they helped excel us get where we're at because they do introduce us to other builders. Brad, it took us a long time. And I was watching this GAF video today on, it was another GAF Master Elite guy that they actually, GAF recorded him stating the importance of, why you should go with a GAF Master Elite and how long it took him to become one. Okay? So it wasn't just me. It's anyone who is a Master Elite. It takes a long time. We have to do so much and jump through so many hoops. Okay? But we couldn't have did that without our team. Right. And what the person that goes through my mind right now is Lauren, who helped me so much in that time frame of like the last final push to get us to the finish line. Lauren came in right at the right time about 2 years ago now. I think she's been here 2 years. I should look up her anniversary of starting here. But right at that time frame, I was getting it out of here because I'll still hold on to things. Okay? But when the pain's great enough, I'll get off my dead ass and do something about it. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm my own worst enemy at times, and I am my own worst critic. I'll sit there and beat the shit out of myself, and all I would have had to simply do is walk over to Lauren's office or your office or whoever's office and be like, I need help with this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I get it.
But when the pain, I'll only do that when the pain's great enough. But I'm learning that about myself. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we talk about improving, self-improving, improving the business, improving the culture. It's all one for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's all one for me. The better I do at home, the better I'm going to do at work. Vice versa. The better we do at work, the better we're going to do at home.
And that's kind of like you and like you're right. We just discussed this yesterday, I think, over the weekend.
Yes.
It begins with us as a person.
Yeah.
So like if we're not organized, or not even the word organized, I can't imagine how much harder it would be.
Yeah.
To not have both of those gelling together.
Seriously.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that would be, for me personally, very hard to do.
Right, and
very
I think
hard.
with the time that you've been, and congratulations, happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Your 1 year anniversary.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Tam, you're slacking on me, kid. You're slacking. If you're watching, Tam, you're slacking between all the babies being born and all of the work anniversaries. Lauren's anniversary has to be coming up soon, too, I would imagine.
I think it is.
Yeah. So back to Lauren, and she is a go-getter. Okay, so when I finally got all of this out of my head and explained to her like what we had to do, we had to get so many warranties. They got to come out and inspect. They got to train us. we gotta get so many people to pass the field guide test. I think it was 10. Okay. And I don't even remember. It was 3 freaking pages full of all this stuff. And thank you, Brad, for making contractors have to jump through those hoops.
Yeah.
And the years of stuff before that, before we could even look at those final 3 pages of things that we had to jump through, there was so much more we had to go through. But anyhow, this gentleman was talking about, the importance of going with a contractor, not some guy that just started out in the business and trying to figure it out. Do you know what I mean? We've already done all that.
Right.
We've already did that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? We've already figured it out. Now we're certified. You know what I mean? And not just from GAF, but GAF Energy.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's another feather in our hat. Only 2% of the contractors in the whole entire country can become Master Elite contractors.
Right.
Only 2% of us.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's what is that? Out of 1,000 contractors, that's what? What's 2%? 1% would be 1.
Right.
So 2? So
Yeah.
2 contractors?
20, I don't know. Like I crunch numbers all day in my
10% would be 10% would be 10.
Yeah.
100. I'm
Right.
sorry. I'm way off.
So
It has
so
gone
it
on
would
with- yeah, and you're the one supposed to be crunching numbers for me all day. But anyhow, it's mad.
Yeah.
All right. So what? Lauren's 2 years is at the beginning of the year. Okay. Wasn't it January, February 2019, 2020, March 10th? So March 10th of 2020? I don't know.
That's the way it looks.
Anyhow, she's
Yeah.
been here for a minute. Thank goodness
Yeah.
for that. Okay. And then we communicate well. She does great. She's got an assistant now, which I think has helped her because again, now what I see that I do now is I create bottlenecks in you guys.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's okay because we're growing.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we're not growing, we're going.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's a good point you brought up because we're kind of in uncharted territory right now.
Yes.
So we're all learning together.
Yes.
Which is great
How
because
cool is that?
we're all learning together.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's super
awesome.
cool. It is cool.
Yeah.
And the things that we think about too, like we're drilling down in deep, like little simple things, and other contractors that might be watching this on some of these groups. But we had a conversation today. It's like, okay, great, we had 200 phone calls, but how many of them are we closing?
Right.
What's our KR? What's our KRI on that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like we're looking at things like that, like why did the phone ring? How did they hear about us? Was it a yard sign? Was it a billboard? Was it what's working? What's not working?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We have lessons now for our salespeople. We signed up for this SVG University, Storm Venture Group University. We've used it, and we should probably use it more. But we're creating our own lessons. Like tomorrow, I got a sweet ass lesson that took me, I hate to say it, probably half the day, just in between things. I'd get back to it and stuff like that. And I already had it halfway done, but I didn't like it. I started it over and I didn't like that. You know what I mean? And then some other things that we're going to talk about. But we got some new meat. We got Dingus and we got Bucky.
Right.
So I felt like they really need to hear it. And plus Tom, who's been here for a minute, I didn't want to make it really redundant for him. The same thing over and over and over, which isn't a bad thing either.
No.
You know what I mean? So what I've tried to do is figure out their strengths and their weaknesses, all of them, because and with Bucky being so new, I'm not sure what they are, but I'm starting to gain perspective on who he is and how well he's going to be and where I feel like he's going to excel.
Yeah.
So I really dumbed it down to the basics of the HDZ shingle and how it's made, because I'm all about the why.
Yes.
Okay, it's one thing to go sell. Just here's the colors, here's the brand, and good luck. See you later, bye. Well, I want them to know the why. How is the shingle made?
Yep.
Okay, let's get down to it.
Right.
How is the shingle made? Where is it made? Myerstown, Pennsylvania. Did you know that? GAF shingles comes from Myerstown, at least our shingles do. Okay? From Myerstown, Pennsylvania, and how they're made. Okay? What does high nailing mean? You know what I mean? Where are you supposed to nail the shingle? What is starter strip? What is drip edge? What is ice and water? What is felt paper? What component goes on the roof first? What components gives the homeowner a lifetime warranty? All of those things, and that's tomorrow's lesson.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
I broke it down.
Yeah.
I went from, tearing the thing off to what you're supposed to do after you tear it off. You inspect it. What product goes on next.
And that's the way it should be.
And that's the why.
Right.
That way when someone's asking questions, you know. And
Yeah.
then when they start getting out in the field when these jobs are happening, they're like, okay, I saw that. Ty showed us that.
Yep.
I got it now.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. And I think it's important, man, because I mean, even from the background that I come from, and actually it's kind of funny you brought Bucky up, because Bucky is that way. Bucky and I have worked together in the past.
Right?
And he said, well, why are you doing it that way?
Yeah.
And you know how it is on the job. You're under a crunch. You're like,
Yeah.
I'll explain it later. And then it hit me.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to take the time right now to
Yes.
explain.
I used to struggle
why.
with that too when I was out in the field.
Yeah, like, and I'm the same way.
So I don't have to do it next time.
Yes.
So I can do other things, and that's those time suck things too.
Yes. Yeah.
Just get it over with.
Right.
And this is the thing, I think I said this to you the other day. Somebody had said, okay, so what if you train them and teach them all these things and they leave? Well, what happens if they stay and I don't?
Right. It's a double-edged sword,
Yeah.
man.
What happens if they stay and I don't?
Right.
You know what I mean? Those are the things that I enjoy doing too. I never knew that I was such a great teacher, and I'm sure I could hone that skill.
Yep.
You know what I
Absolutely.
mean?
Yeah,
That's one of those things I truly enjoy. You know what I mean? I went out with Dingus on a job the other day, and I showed him the difference between ABs and offset elbows. He's like, nobody ever showed that to me before. And to me, that's just one of those things I knew I struggled with.
Right.
B goes beside the building, A under, and an offset you don't need it all the time. It's less than 90. That's why it's called an offset.
Right.
Yeah. Just those little things, like I enjoyed that. And Lauren, when she came in, she was tied to my hip. So she got the full blown crash course.
Right.
Hands on. We were out meeting customers, helping customers, getting insurance claims approved, finding leaks ourselves. I mean, she got her first 6 months, she was tied to me. Yeah, man. So she got, and she learned so quick. She was a sponge, and she's really starting to make her mark in this industry.
Yeah.
People are taking her serious because she knows her shit.
She does.
It just gave me goosebumps.
She does.
I know she does.
Dude, there's times I go to her looking for answers.
I know, man.
I
know.
I try to keep myself humble to the point that I'm never going to know it all. I don't know everything, and she's one of my go-to people.
Right
man.
on.
I mean, there's quite a few people around here, but
Right.
she's closer than most, so it's just easier for me to get to her.
Yeah, right on. Yeah,
And it's a joy working with her, man. It
for
really
sure.
is.
It really is.
Yeah.
Yep. So, that's I can't say enough about the team and everyone. Bucky and Dingus and Tom Golden. You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
Golden Child.
Yeah.
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 For real.
Yeah. Lauren came to me today and she's like, their three personalities are just so different from each other. And it was like, she was like laughing about it, like
Right.
how different they really are. And that's the great thing about here, because we have a lot of different personalities here,
Yes,
but it all works.
it does. It takes us all to do this.
Yes.
Every single one of them.
Yep.
Every single one.
Yep.
Our different angles, our different, eyesight. That we need a different set of eyes. Tam's been a huge addition to fine tuning processes. You know what I mean? Processes that I never imagined that we were going to need or use or think about. I mean, jeepers creepers. I mean, anything from a non-compete to a non-disclosure to anything that an HR person thinks that they would know that I don't even think about that could potentially happen to protect us, to help us grow, to keep us safe.
Yep.
You know what I mean? She was the first one. Hey, we need more cleaning supplies. Hey, we need to start posting more things. Hey, we need to. You know what I mean? She's on that. It gets on my nerves sometimes, but that's what I need.
Well-
she's holding me accountable to these things. She's holding us accountable to these things.
And the thing is with her is that she's, I work very closely, I obviously work very closely with her every day. And the things that she does bring to the table, I think I told you, it's just not even about all like the HR stuff and the like putting together an inventory and all that.
Right.
She's just there to help. I had an issue the other day with a print that wasn't to scale. And I'm sitting there beating my head against the wall, like, how can I figure this out? Because it's the only prints I had. I got to make it work.
Yeah.
And she seen me struggling with it, and I asked her. She's over there on her
Oh yeah.
calculator. She goes, put in 1.1 times what you had. And it matched what was on the print. I'm like, how did you do that? Her words to me was, I was a math elite in school. Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm like, that's great, because you just made my life 1,000 times easier.
Yeah.
There's no more going back and forth with the builder. Hey, I need this print. I need that. I'm sure they get tired of hearing it too, because they don't have to, they got the same thing I have.
Yeah.
Just made it
And
easier.
what's sad is they probably don't know that formula either.
Right. And guess what?
That's why they just give it to you.
Right.
That's why they don't say, hey, just times it by this and add that.
Right.
Yeah.
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 It would have made it easier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What she did, I don't know, but
Yeah.
I know she's there. And when I have stuff like
Right.
that, it's just amazing what, like, all the different people we have with all the different knowledge we have in our head, how it all just comes together
I know, it's
for
awesome.
one sole purpose.
We need every single one of them.
Absolutely.
And a big shout out to her and her husband for
Yes.
settling on their house this week.
Yep.
Yesterday, right?
Great, man. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
good
they're
stuff.
already moved in.
Awesome. Good for them. Good for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
So
seriously.
it's
and
just-
that makes my heart happy.
Right.
Colin
Yeah.
Cross just bought a Harley
I
Davidson.
saw it.
A big one.
Yeah.
Big boy toy.
I saw it.
Full blown dresser.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't
man.
heard it yet, but I saw it.
Yeah, man. You know,
Yeah.
that's why we're here.
Right.
Yeah, man.
It's good to see that kind of stuff, man.
Yeah.
I saw her post on Facebook about the house and just, I was so happy for her, man. It's just,
Yes.
that's what this is all about.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
First time home buyers.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Great.
Yep.
Great stuff, man.
Yeah, man. The stress
Right.
is over.
The pressure.
Yes, the pressure. The pressure. I said that the other day too. She texted me something and I commented back. No pressure.
No pressure.
Yeah.
That's
We're
great.
trying not to use the word stress anymore. We're
Yes.
trying to call it pressure. So, anyhow, what time of day? What time
I
of
don't
day?
even
How
know.
are we doing here? 54 minutes.
54
Okay.
minutes.
Well, let's do some shout outs here. So next week, what are we doing? Next week, we got a guest. Not sure who it is yet.
Yes.
Okay, not sure who it is. Lauren, yep, they do respect her out there
Yep.
for sure. Gio, yep. Jana, good to see you, hon bun. I'm louder than most Vic.
Well, oh yeah, Lauren. Her being loud.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Denny, I called him today, and Glenn, they went and bailed a dude out. His roof was leaking. They went and got it covered up until we can get there tomorrow. Hey, Crispy, good to see you. Still waiting on an estimate. All right. Well, let me look into that for you.
Carmen's on here.
Is he?
Yes, he is. Mr. Pentano.
Lexa, good to see you. Thanks for watching. We definitely are striving to try to do better.
Yep. And she's becoming a very big part of that. Eric Allen Eakins is on here.
Is Eric on
Yeah,
here?
Eric's on here.
Right
Hiding
here.
in the shadows. And my lovely wife, Tina.
Absolutely, Baker. I wouldn't ask anybody to do something that I never did myself. Now that leaves it wide open, just so you know that, because there's not much I haven't tried, buddy. Okay?
Right.
That's right, Bake Stain. We got everybody calling Baker Bake Stain.
Yeah.
Shake and bake. The big stain, plain dot. Trying to move water uphill. Good job, buddy. Oh, looking at so the nickname for Gio and Jacqueline's baby's Jenna.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
That's good stuff,
It
man.
is good stuff. Babe.
Yep.
What's up, Carmine? Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for checking in. Baker's at home tonight shoveling water out of his basement. Trying to shovel it uphill.
Ray Bazili's on here.
Is Ray?
Yes, he is.
How come I don't see half these people?
I don't know. Chuck's on here.
Kingston.
Yeah.
Lipo.
Yep, he's a
Little
little baby grandbaby.
Hatina.
Yeah.
That's the best stuff.
Mm-hmm.
His brother, Xander, was on the roof with us yesterday, killing it. Right on, man. It was good to see him, man. That dude's always got a smile on his face, man. Always. Superb team, that's right, brother. Glenn Orr, my man. And Glenn, tonight, ran back out and took care of a situation for me tonight. Glenn and I think Chuck even went out. Chuck in a truck.
Wow. That's great stuff.
Yeah.
I don't see Glenn on here. Oh, there he is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Kendall, sorry, it's taking me a minute to find everybody. My phone just doesn't want to load.
Yeah, I don't know. We're
The
having.
comments and stuff, and for whatever reason my iPad didn't do anything. I know Lauren was out of power tonight. I don't know if that had anything. Kim, good to see you. I see you're watching.
Yeah.
But tonight was a great episode. We got through it. We ground it out.
Yep.
Bake, I missed you. We got a special guest next week. I'm not sure exactly what trade partner it's going to be yet. I'm waiting to hear back from a couple different people. But it's going to be a great episode as always. We may meet them someplace. They may come here. We might Zoom them in. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah.
I'm not sure yet. But 21 Turkey Salute will be our 100th episode.
That's crazy.
How freaking cool is that?
I know.
100th
We couldn't have
anniversary?
planned that any better.
No way. No.
Yeah.
So that'll be super exciting in itself. And then I know everybody, everybody who wants to get involved, every single person that's on this thread right now is going to be involved. I mean, there's just, I don't even know how many people are on here right now. But we thank all of you guys for all of the support. We couldn't do any of this without you guys. Our teammates and the community have pulled together. I'm really looking forward to partnering up with Dottie's.
Yes.
And Carrie Lauer and Kevin Lauer. I'm sure Chris Markey wants to get involved. I actually looked at the notes from last year. Markey donated those aprons that we had, and face masks and gaiters. To that, we had a bunch of sweatshirts made up. Mike Castilla actually purchased the turkeys for us last year.
Right.
You know, Mike, actually the company that he works for is Solaria Flooring. Great dude, great people. Jason Bean hooked us up with the coffee. Great dude, uses us for all of his stuff, whether it be landscaping, his roofing needs. Just a good guy. He's definitely in our circle. Good dude. Can't say enough good stuff about him. Carmine's coming on one night. Maybe it'll be Carmine next week. I'm not sure. Baker.
Great, man.
I think Baker was. Maybe we'll end up going to his shop. That's why I said,
that would be really cool.
Yeah, I don't know where we're going or where we're going to be, because right now we're kind of homeless.
Yeah.
The studio
Yeah.
studio-less.
We're rogue.
Yeah,
going rogue, man.
we're for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Commando. We're going commando right now.
Right.
So who knows where we're going to be next week? But we really appreciate everybody, the support and stuff like that. And thanks for tuning in tonight. It looks like we had a steady 20 couple people watching the entire time. So that's fantastic. And thanks for sharing it. Thanks for liking our page. At some point in time, I think we're going to start a YouTube page.
Yeah, sooner than later.
Yeah. So you can check us out on YouTube. That might be a little different than what we're doing right now. That probably won't be live all the time.
No.
I think we're gonna do some on-site videoing.
Yep.
And whatever we can get ourselves into, and then we got to get back on track with this winter coming up. We talked a lot last year about our Smash Lab, which didn't quite come to fruition.
Right.
But with having some time on our hands this winter, Baker, I'm sure can agree to this, that we need to get back down in there and figure out what products that we're going to review and from tools to the materials that we use and other products that our competitors might use, and why we think our products are better than their products. And
we call it Smash Lab for a reason, man. I want to break something.
Yeah, me too.
I really want to break something.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I want to be in there with goggles, a hard hat, full body Kevlar, or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wanna break stuff, and I know Baker does too. So we got to get focused back on that again, and find time to make things happen. And
Yeah.
and again, it's just all about trying to find that balance.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
So cool. Well, that's it. That's all I got, folks.
Yeah, let me step out.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. I gotta go over to the controls for a minute.
Yep.
We'll see everybody next week.
Right on. Right on. Yeah, Glenn, thank you very much. I know Lauren thanks you. So, have a great night, everybody. See you next week.